absolutely exhausting. It's just so heavy and it takes forever.
And it just felt like collapsing.
We just seem to make things hard for ourselves.
Come on, guys, come on! Hold it, hold it, hold it!
The Photonis Ultimate Forces Challenge, an annual extreme endurance competition for athletes from across the globe. On the Indonesian island of Bali, 42 elite athletes push the limits of teamwork, tactics, and pure physical strength to prove who's the fittest of them all.
Our last challenge has really taken its toll on our contestants, with multiple injuries throughout the team and a game with a very unexpected change.
It's early when our athletes arrive at today's location. And as always, they have no idea what challenge is awaiting them. It's obvious, though, that it will be held in a very unique location.
Today's challenge takes place here in this abandoned, overgrown theme park. A place where people should be running around and having fun. The question is, will our teams be running around and having fun here too?
Clearly, some athletes are enjoying themselves more than others.
We have to operate today without Victor.
Not feeling very well, and we were spoiled with a lot of Indonesian food. It didn't sit very well with my stomach.
He was up the whole night puking and just coughing his lungs out.
Meanwhile, Stephanie from Team USA has yet to fully recover from her fall from the cargo net.
And there's already something here previously.
Yeah, I broke 9 bones in it 2 years ago, so it's sort of a...
So it's a recurring thing?
Yeah, probably didn't hold up as well, but...
What does that mean for today? Can you compete?
Given the information that I know about the competitions, I think it's just something that I'm not going to be able to do. It's tough because I don't like to to wuss out.
Well, why don't we go and find out from the authorities what you can do with 4 people?
Right.
As other teams go through their pre-game rituals, Team USA's future in the competition seems highly uncertain, and that's putting it mildly.
If no team can make it to at least 5 contestants for one race, then that's it, the whole competition is over.
Then it's over.
So this really forces them to try and push through hurt and injury and sickness and everything.
I'm sorry.
It's an Ultimate Forces challenge, then. It's not a walk in the park, is it?
No, it's not to do with 4 people.
Yeah. Okay.
4 guys, so we have to stop with them.
We had a feeling that wouldn't be very
No.
productive for us. We knew with 4 we'd be at a deficit as well, so...
You know what, this is a team event. We're down to 4 and we just can't compete with 4 anymore, so that's at the end of it, we're out of the competition.
It was gutting to see them have to pull out like that. They were a very, very strong team.
They're brilliant people, really, really nice people. And it was sad to see them go. It was really, really sad to see them go. But also, it just slap of reality stick.
Due to injuries, Team USA have been our recent eviction. The rules clearly state if you cannot begin a challenge with at least 5 people, that results in an automatic disqualification.
As the final preparations are made on the site of the challenge, the void left behind by Team USA infects everyone's spirit, especially those teams that are in the greatest danger of being sent home in the up-and-coming elimination round.
Obviously, another team game and not being us was a great feeling because it's a great competition we want to be around as long as we can.
We knew we were near the bottom of the pack, so we just wanted to keep moving up 1 spot to really stay in the competition, really.
For the remaining 4 teams, the new challenge is about to get underway. In this challenge, each team has to run 3 kilometers through the abandoned theme park, overcoming a few familiar climbing obstacles along the way. And speaking of familiar obstacles, this event marks the return of one of the athletes' least favourite toys, the handbag.
We started outside the theme park, and when we got to the start line, we were told we had to take the handbag.
We have to carry this handbag through the park, over all the obstacles in the shortest amount of time.
The cat crawl marks the race's halfway point. Once completed, the teams have a 1.5 kilometre backtrack. And yes, in this military-grade course, they must repeat all the climbing obstacles again. To push individual athletes to the extreme, today only 5 members of each team are allowed to race. This actually works to the advantage of Team South Africa, which has lost Victor to a stomach virus. First up, we have Team Canada, which currently occupies last place in the overall competition. However, the Canadians are the only team that are entirely healthy. This could work as a huge advantage in the final stretch of the challenge.
We actually joke about it. I think we're the only team that has had all 6 ready to do every single one. If this competition lasted a couple more weeks, maybe we'd keep climbing, because I think it's a battle of your immune system, injuries. I think everyone's a little bit scratched and bruises, but very, very minor compared to maybe some of the other teams.
Team Canada are showing they are fit, but the difference today is tactics, especially in a race that doesn't play into the Canadians' strengths.
Climbing ropes isn't a big thing for our team. We have some really strong runners, so we're trying to find out who was going to be able to carry the weight, who wasn't going to be able to carry the weight, who was going to be strong on the rope wall. So we kind of broke it up in steps, did baby steps, right? Start with the steps, who was going to take the lead, who was going to fall back, and who was going to be in the back to push the weaker people.
The team decided that JJ would sit the race out, but because team spirit is the fuel that drives Team Canada, JJ decides to run along with the team for moral support. Meanwhile, the team makes an effort to overcome the dreaded cargo net.
And just kind of focusing on getting 1 or 2 people over at a time so that you're not getting too much slack on the rope. Everyone else was pulling on the rope to make it tight.
The UFC have purposely placed bags filled with rocks at the beginning of the course to wear our athletes out. It's a military tactic meant to break the athletes before they reach the tougher obstacles on the course.
Just drop it. Drop it, Matt.
Playing into individual strengths is a sure way to move fast, but an equally important element of the Ultimate Forces Challenge is spontaneously and cleverly adapting to the unknown.
We kind of worked out a system ahead of time that Brooke, our big guy, we'd be standing on his shoulders to get up as high as you can, so it's less climbing you have to do.
A clunky but effective strategy, but Team Canada's tallest member, Matt, is too fatigued to play an important role in this human ladder.
They were playing on people standing on my shoulders because I'm the taller one. I was like, no, I can't have everyone stand on my shoulders as well, so I decided to drop down and people would step on my back to get onto Brooke's back. A lot of our shoulders are pretty stiff today.
We had a really good rhythm. We're strong. Our guys are a very strong upper body. The girls were fairly fit. We did well. I think just working together, and we had so much fun with it. Sometimes the more fun you have with an event, the better you do. And we got a rhythm. The more rhythm we got, the more into it we got. And we're like, we're gonna take this home. We're gonna crush these teams.
Yeah! Almost halfway, the team really does seem to have found the right rhythm and pace.
Go, Brooke. Give me your hand.
When you reach the cat crawl, you're at the halfway point. There's only one rule. Once you're on the rope, you may not touch the ground, but help from a teammate is allowed.
Got it.
There you go. That's it, Brooke.
Already past the turnaround point, the Canadians realise that this challenge is tailor-made to their size and strength.
We had some big guys, we have some height and some lots of strength and stuff, and I think it was just the will that powered through to get that one, right?
And of course, it helps if you have a cheerleader on the sideline by the name of JJ.
When we finished, we thought we had a pretty competitive time. We were pretty fast with our run, but I don't know if the faster run hurt us in the end.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah. That was good teamwork, guys. On three, 1, 2, 3!
Next up, Team Australia. Even though Adam with his injured hamstring is the obvious choice to bypass the challenge,
Adam could go at a slower pace, but he's got good capacity to carry the handbag.
It's Nicole who ends up on the sidelines. the Australians have a straightforward strategy. Strongman Adam will own the handbag and run the course at his own pace while the others sprint ahead. With the Americans out of the competition, Australia suddenly find themselves one spot removed from elimination. Only 3 teams will reach the finals, so for Team Australia, staying ahead of last place Canada is of the utmost importance.
The strategy was for the 2 girls to run with our tall man and for Gary and Ads to bring up the rear with the handbag.
Behind them is Adam, who's trudging along at a leisurely pace in order to avoid aggravating his hamstring again.
As the challenges go, they're definitely targeted towards a certain muscle set to actually shatter that one muscle and then push you onto the next to go for that. It's definitely using your whole body for each exercise.
And that's precisely what the Ultimate Forces Challenge is all about. Meanwhile, Adam finally scales the first obstacle on the course. The rest of the team is far ahead, exploiting their own special weapon of the day, Wayne.
Yes, we still had to use the rope, but we were able to help our teammates up, so it's extremely useful having Wayne on the team because he's 7 foot tall.
Already well into the challenge, the Australians are able to save precious time by avoiding the ropes altogether. Unlike Team Canada, they use their strength to literally lift themselves over the bamboo. Full of adrenaline, Adam arrives and without warning tosses the handbag over the bar. Impressive for sure, but also lethal.
Yep, I think maybe 3 or 4 of us in the team are brains. I wouldn't give it to all 6 of us.
Lucky for Victoria, the rock narrowly misses. Now 5 obstacles into the race, fatigue is starting to slow down the Australian machine.
Go, push!
At the next obstacle, Gary and Adam have trouble lifting themselves up.
We were advised in the briefing not to use the structure to climb over, but our 2 men coming behind got separated.
While Gary thinks he's helping Adam by taking over the handbag and running ahead, the fact is he leaves injured Adam behind to fend for himself. And Adam, always clever, does something against the UFC rulebook. He grabs onto the side of the obstacle for help.
He didn't have any help, and so he just used a structure to get up and over by himself, so busted.
Whether he knows it or not, a full minute penalty awaits him at the finish line. In the meantime, Team Australia are truly pushing the boundaries of their physical capabilities.
Absolutely exhausting. It's just so heavy and it takes forever to get anywhere and everything is aching and hurting and you just can't wait to the end.
Go, guys!
Victoria is the last to finish the cat crawl, and that means one thing: they're only halfway.
We were absolutely exhausted, but we were delighted to hear our time because we were coming first, so our time was pretty amazing.
Completely exhausted, the Australians cross the finish line, including Adam. Now they will have to wait and see what their performance is worth, knowing that a time penalty must be applied.
Crossing that finish line, it just felt like collapsing. But we're a team, and that you have your teammates there to help lift you up.
It was pretty amazing for a bunch of old farts. We got through pretty quick.
Australia, how was that?
Awesome!
Yeah? Tell me about it.
It's hot. We went over lots of stuff
Yeah?
with a great big rock,
Yeah?
and we just smashed it.
But as with everything, Chris, teamwork got us through, mate. We all
Yeah.
supported each other, got on back,
Awesome
shoulders,
support.
feet. Yeah, so it's definitely teamwork building.
I've never walked over a man so much. I find that hard to believe.
The Aussies are satisfied, for now. Next up, Team Belgium.
Attention! 3, 2, 1!
The Belgians are currently in second place in the overall competition, and with only 2 challenges left, it seems likely that they will avoid elimination. But first things first.
We let Bianca out. She's gonna run with us for our support.
As always, they use their endurance advantage to jump out in front.
Our tactic was to send Eva and Anka in front and then we carry the handbag over. So the handbag is down and they can run to the next obstacle. It was good, it was running, all the obstacles, work together, good. That's what we came for.
Team Belgium are flying over the first few obstacles.
Next.
With excellent teamwork, they overcome every obstacle with relative ease, but the difficult cat crawl still awaits them. Eva is the first to reach the cat crawl, with Bianca right behind her. Eva may be a natural climber, but Anka clearly is not.
Up. Come up.
Anka, she didn't have the tactic to do that. She was a little bit slower, so we yelled at her and come on, and you had to do it.
With some assistance, Anka reaches the other side, but then it's Bart's turn. The first few meters go well, but then he makes the huge mistake of touching the ground with his foot, over and over and over again. One touch or 10, it all results in the same thing, a 1 minute time penalty.
Normally it's a meter or two above the ground, then it goes better.
Team Belgium have excellently divided up their respective roles, but Bart's mistake on the cat crawl is going to come back to haunt them dearly. Superwoman Eva finishes the course first with the handbag. She is soon joined by Sander, who recovered nicely from twisting his ankle on one of the obstacles early in the competition. Anka, Bart and Rudy bring up the rear to complete Team Belgium. The clock stops ticking, but with a time penalty looming, they have to wait and see where they finish up today. Only one team remain before the Balinese theme park returns to its haunted state, and that's Team South Africa.
Attention! 3, 2, 1!
With their fittest member, Victor, sitting this one out sick, it was easy for the South Africans to pick their 5-man crew. Dwayne sprints out in front. The South Africans are eager to make it 2 wins in a row, but they'll have to use more than strength alone. On a military course like this one, strategy is crucial.
So our tactic's going to be, we're going to stay as much as we can in a team of 2 and a team of 3.
These 2 girls just flew. I mean, we were just fighting to keep up with the 2 girls. That they just managed to go incredibly fast, up and down over all these obstacles and carrying the rock with them too.
Despite pushing themselves hard and moving easily over the obstacles, halfway in the race, the South Africans seem to be moving more slowly every minute. And to make matters worse, Diana somehow manages to break the handbag, making it much more awkward to carry to the finish line.
We now had 2 rocks to carry through a challenge.
But where other teams were a group throughout the whole challenge, South Africa are scattered. But Diana and Celeste seem to have found each other.
Coming into the competition with 3 CrossFit girls, you cannot imagine the strength of these girls. And I think that the handbag itself required a point of finesse, which I don't think any single one of my teammates has.
A lack of fitness maybe, but Celeste shows pure power is not a problem. Instead of waiting for the rest, she also takes the lead by carrying one of the 30-kilo bags. Just a couple of meters more, and South Africa are done for the day.
We made it through. I mean, we just seem to make things hard for ourselves. But yeah, good fun. Get in! Hey! Yeah. Well played, guys.
While one of the UFC jurors is on handbag repair duty, the teams gather to see how they fared today. In 4th place.
Team Canada.
None of us were expecting to score that low. It definitely took the wind out of our sails.
And then the top three. In third place,
Team South Africa. Number 2, Team Belgium.
and this means the winner of the obstacle run is
Team Australia.
But wait a second, there's one more thing.
That was without the penalties.
Australia and Belgium may have finished first and second, but they are also the two teams that earn themselves time penalties. The penalty for both is 1 minute, which is enough to shake up our rankings.
Fourth place with a minute penalty, Team Belgium.
We were second. We had a good time, a good run, and then we heard about the penalty and we were like, oh, it's like a big disappointment.
Then come Australia. Also with a time penalty, this drops them from being today's winners to a disappointing third place finish.
Pretty impressed with our original time. If we didn't get that penalty, yeah, we would have won that one, which is pretty amazing. So that was a really fast way around and really great teamwork.
And this means we have a new winner for the day.
Team South Africa.
It's nice to hear that we probably couldn't have gone quicker because we did everything properly. We didn't, put our feet down on specific obstacles. We didn't use things we shouldn't have used.
Second place goes to Team Canada. What a difference a minute makes. The penalties are a harsh reminder to the teams that in the UFC, if you don't play by the rules, you will lose.
We crushed it, and then we're pumped, we're ready, can't wait for the next event and what else is coming at us.
With Team USA now out of the competition, there's a slight shift in the overall rankings. With Canada now a fourth place, a more glamorous way of saying last, Australia remain in third, Belgium in second, and the mighty South Africans in first.